Every experienced FPV pilot says the same thing. Spend at least 20 hours in a simulator before you ever touch a real drone. Well, that's exactly what I did, and I'm going to tell you how it went. Now, we all know what a drone is. We've all seen it on social media, scenic shots of nature, cities, real estate. But there's another level to drone flying, and that's called FPV. FPV stands for first person view. If you've spent any time researching FPV setups like I have, you know that it gets expensive fast. And that's why everybody recommends you spend at least 20 hours in a simulator practicing how to fly. That's why there's one thing you should do before you ever get a real life drone, and that is getting a radio controller. This is a Radiomaster Pocket. This is $70 and allows you to fly on a simulator on your computer. Getting this remote is way cheaper than getting a full FPV setup. The left stick going up and down is the throttle, which increases the speed of the props. Moving left and right is the yaw, which is like turning your head left and right. It's like the neck of the drone. On the right hand side of the controller, you have another analog stick. Going up and down is the pitch, which tilts you forward and tilts you up. And then moving left to right, you have the roll, which rolls you left and rolls you right. There's two ways of flying drones. There's angle mode, which is a self-leveling drone. If you move forward and let go of the stick, it'll auto-level. And then there's acro mode. This is the funnest way to fly FPV. Acro mode, if you tilt the stick forward, you keep diving until you fix it. Because I'm most interested in starting with the little drones, I decided to get the Liftoff micro drone simulator. There's plenty of FPV simulators you can choose from, each with their own pros and cons. There's Liftoff, Uncrashed, Velocidrone, and several others. Everybody has their own opinion. Some has better physics, some have better maps, some have better racing conditions. In my opinion, the Liftoff micro drone simulator had a really good training mode. It had different maps to teach you the basics of the controls to flying FPV, and it took you step by step through each one, allowing you to repeat until you got a hang of it. I did that for my first hour, and then I set myself loose on whatever map I thought looked cool. My first few hours in the simulator was hitting wall after wall after wall, and then the ground. It took me almost 5 hours for both my hands to finally work together with the sticks. I quickly found that there's two different types of maps. There's really open ones where you can move freely, and then pretty confined ones where each movement matters. Open world flying is really fun, but the thing that helped me improve the fastest was doing the race maps. Each of these race courses included gates that you had to follow sequentially. Once you go through one, it unlocks the next one. Some of the race courses had big gates, which were good for beginning. Other race courses had small gates, which were perfect for practicing accuracy. I still spent a lot of time hitting walls and the borders of the gates and other obstacles, but once I crossed about hour 10, I was really free to do what I wanted. Between hours 10 and 15, I just started doing all of the race courses. Every race course I could, I practiced. Now the big perk of practicing an FPV simulator is you can crash as many times as you want. It's the perfect place to learn tricks with zero consequences. You have to be kind of weary about this because once you move into real life flying, crashing your drone means something could break. Now the physics in these simulators can't be perfect. Everybody will argue about which simulator has the best physics. The Liftoff micro drone simulator feels a bit floaty, and none of the maps in this simulator at least really had much wind. There's one map in particular that does have wind that blows you to the side, but the others don't really give you any practice with that kind of resistance. Now the big question is 20 hours enough in an FPV simulator to prepare you for real flying? I think 20 hours is the perfect amount of time to spend in a simulator. I was able to spend all my time crashing in a simulator so I don't crash immediately when I get my first drone. I've built accuracy in my flying, and most importantly, I feel comfortable with this. My hands work together, I fly where I want to fly, and I'm far more comfortable than I ever was at hour 0. If you're interested in FPV, definitely get a radio control first, fly in a simulator, and then research which kind of drone you want to fly. Thank you for watching. As a beginner FPV pilot myself, I'm going to be posting a lot of videos about getting my first drone, learning how to fly outside for the first time, learning to fix it, learning whatever beta flight is. I've never touched that. So subscribe, follow along on the journey. It'll be good.